3 at 3 every business day at approximately, give or take 3 p.m. Eastern. We present to you 3 bits of unusual option activity. Today is no different, so we are getting started right now. Let's see, boom, 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 boom. There we go. So 3 at 3 for December 8th, 2020. Let's take a look at the disclaimer, which says, as usual, that this is for educational and informational purposes only, full stop. Second bit of information is that we have intellectual property here. So when I say intellectual property, what I mean is that we have registered marks, trademarks, as well as copyrights and patents on virtually everything you're about to see. So as I pull up a fill here, please be aware that you need to understand that we'd appreciate it if you asked us first before reproducing any of what you're about to see, because all of that is our intellectual property. All right, here's Walter in California. Walter was asking me about Palantir, one Peter Thiel's company. And those questions, as always, folks, if you'd like to shoot them into us, www.cnbc.com/halftime is how you get them on the air. And my response to Walter was, as you see here, that, we've had a number of readings since it came public, because it's only been public a couple months, not even a full couple months. And Palantir was $10 stock when it came out, briefly traded below that, and then started moving its way up. And as it did, we noted that people were buying. For instance, as this one came out in October, we were noting that they bought the May 15 calls. That's 2021 May 15s. They were also buying, as the stock moved up another buck, December 14 calls. Then a couple days later, they were buying the 1450s. Then they were buying the January 30s and so forth. So, Walter and everybody else, yes, we have seen unusual activity in here multiple times, and knock on wood, we have made a lot on our holdings of the stock, as well as the rolls that we've kept doing in the option contracts. Bang! All right, let's get to the next one, which is, that perhaps you'd like to be a subscriber. This is free. This isn't the one that we charge you for, folks. This is a subscriber so that you never miss another episode of The Take with my brother Pete, or my 60-second video in the morning at like 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning when I'm out there on the lakefront, or of this, the 3 at 3. Now, we put these out on all the socials. So this goes out on Instagram, on Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook. Also, it gets posted up here to YouTube. So if you'd like to, you can subscribe, which we appreciate. You can also give us thumbs up, which we also appreciate. Thank you. And you can additionally click that little bell, and every time there's new content, you'll be alerted to it. So if you're somebody who's not that into Twitter, not that into Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and so forth, you can get it right here on YouTube. And we get an awful lot of responses back and forth, comments that we can answer on our 3 at 3, among others. All right, let's get to today's unusual option activity, or UOA as we like to call it. The first of our 3 at 3 is call buying in DraftKings. Now, many of you know that I have been in DraftKings for quite a while, because if you've been watching, how could you miss it? DKNG. I'm just pulling up my positions right now in DKNG. Stock is still moving higher. And let's see, how long has that been? Let's see, year to date, folks, just to give you an idea, it started the year at $11. During the lockdown whoosh to the upside, got to 41. And then recently it has popped over $57 a share. That was end of September. Now, seems like we're trying to get going again to the upside. And this is a very short-term trade, however, because they were buying December 11th expiration. That's this week. That's Friday. That's 3 trading days from right now because we're 40% done with the week. You like how I did that? 2 out of 5, 40%. Yeah. So we're 40% done with our week right now. And stock, when I was on with Halftime with Scott and Josh, Stephanie Link, and Sarat Sethi, as I was on there, I talked about the unusual activity here. Stock was 49.37. Now, look at that activity at the December 50 strike, 25,000 contracts. That's 2.5 million share equivalent, folks. Look, they're also buying the 48 calls, 18,700 of those. Those are pretty deep in the money now. How do I know? Because of this. There's the stock, and that was, a little bit ago. The stock is now $50.57. So, bang, bang. That's why we trade options, my friends. So this one's working already. As always, discipline dictates action. DDA. Please, I cannot pull the trigger for you. I can't get you into the stock. I can't get you out of the stock because of the agreements that I've made with CNBC and so forth. I do not act as an investment advisor. I can tell you what I'm doing. I can tell you what we did for clients, but I cannot be your investment advisor through these videos because there would be a line of disclosures so long, folks, that it wouldn't make sense to even do these. For that reason, make sure that if you're smart enough and lucky enough to have a great trade in this one, make sure you use some discipline. These are options that expire in 3 days. So as you get that pop, don't be so greedy. I'm just saying what I'm doing is I'm taking some profits. Just a little bit of advice from a guy who's been in the business for 39 years. Thank you. Whoops, there we go. MarketRebellion.com/crypto. Yeah, you can get that, but also you can get the app in the App Store. Yeah, that's right. Apple, baby. We've had an approved app in the App Store. You can go to Market Rebellion. Again, there's a space in between it when you go to the App Store, as you see there in the search bar. You'd go to the App Store, type Market Rebellion, and you can get this free app. It's a great app for crypto. Soon the app will also be able to use it for stocks, options, futures, and all the rest. But right now, it is a crypto app. It's got charting. It's got chats. It's a great way for you to keep in touch with the markets when you can't be in front of your platform. That said, the second of our 3 at 3, Rackspace, RXT. Now, look at that big spike in volume. They were buying on the 3rd of December, which was last Thursday. Then it bled off again to Friday. Yesterday, not much. Today, big spike. Now, that big spike in volume today, these are options that expire the 15th of January. So they are buying the January 20 calls. And there is a look at those January 20 calls. Notice how it's not just 8,000 anymore. Now it's 25,000. It's tripled. You Robin Hoodsters, you E-Trade, you TD Ameritrade and so forth, Schwab, Fidelity, all of you guys, and gals, of course, piling into this one, are popping up all over the place on the heat seeker. And look at the other strikes, the December 20s, because it's got weeklies. And take a look also at those 2250s out in January. There's a lot of activity in Rackspace. And that's what I would get you to concentrate on. There's Rackspace, bang, moving through 20. Right now at 2057. That was when we put the slide up. Let me get the latest for you. RXT. Rackspace, yep, still over $20.20. Keep an eye on it. And as always, you don't need to be as disciplined today on taking profits in this one. Why is that? That's because these expire a month from now, a little over a month from now. Let's say a month and a week from now or thereabouts. That is not as fast a time decay as the options that expire this week. Just a little something for you to note. Let's get to the third of that 3 at 3 right now. But first, Yeah, if you want to learn more about Market Rebellion, you just go to marketrebellion.com/get started. We can show you how you can do remote learning. What is that? That means that you can log into our website and at any time of your choosing, advance your education. Get yourself more familiar with stocks, with options, with futures, with cryptocurrencies. You can do all of that by going to marketrebellion.com/get started. Thank you. Third stock is CLF. Now, we've had multiple hits in this one. They're now buying the February 14 calls. These are out of the money, obviously, because the stock's $12.94. They bought them for about $1, let's say. That means $100 per option, since every option is for 100 shares. $1 for one share means 100 shares, which every option represents 100 shares, is $100. You get the idea. So 8,300 is 830,000 share equivalent. So what I'm doing, folks, is I'm buying an at the money and selling those out of the monies, because that's what I do. I move the odds into my favor. You have to decide if that's appropriate for you. Now, I say we've had multiple hits. How does that look? Something like that. There you see, we had buying in early November. We had buying a couple weeks later. We had buying again a week later as the stock was moving from 9 to 11 to 11.50 and now to nearly $13. So that's what we're talking about, folks. Multiple hits as this one has moved up. So I like to follow people who have been right. I'm sure you do too. That's why I have put more onto this trade in addition to trades that I've had on in the past in the case of CLF, which is Cliffs. Let's get to some questions, shall we? First one is about coffee, one of my favorite subjects. All right. Every morning and coffee never gets old. All you have to do is remember any cold, wet time in your life when you just couldn't get a simple hot cup of coffee. One of the best things in life. You're absolutely right, Ren. And his handle, I'm assuming it's that you're a man, Ren. So apologize if you're not. You have a picture on the website of what looks like your family, or not your website, your handle, your avatar, if you will. And Ren is VW Audi Porsche. That is VW Audi Porsche. Well, thank you very much for that. I do love coffee. I got some great stuff recently. Pete's Coffee, their Big Bang, and I love it. It's great stuff. Thank you, Ren. DraftKings, all right, option trader Bob. Thank you, Jon Najarian. I am in DKNG long. Also riding calls against it. Appreciate that you replied, or that your reply. Option trader Bob, which is Robert KAO68. Love the DraftKings trade. Love Dave Portnoy and what he's done, bringing more people into the derivative side of the trade, not just to stock trading. Dave, of course, is very active with Penn Gaming because his company, they took in a pretty significant investment from Penn Gaming. He and Erica Erica is his CEO, and I forgot Erica, and I apologize for forgetting your last name. But I think you guys do great work. I love DraftKings. I love Penn. I love Caesars. There are so many ways to play the online gaming for sports betting. So I love this. FanDuel, DraftKings, and so forth. Bang! Let's keep it going. You want to learn more about how we keep it going? Check out marketrebellion.com/UOA for unusual option activity. That is marketrebellion.com/UOA. Thank you very much for joining me today, folks. Love that. Thank you for joining me. I hope you have a great afternoon, and I look forward to joining you again tomorrow. I think my brother Pete is on from a special area as he's making his United States tour. I believe he'll be coming at me too, from Florida tomorrow. And I think he's on the Halftime Report. I know that I'll be back on the Halftime Report on Thursday. Thanks for joining me. Stay well, and let's go get them again tomorrow. Bang! feast on fear.